Okay, so this section right here, or this part, this is something that really been, I've been really thinking about this a lot, and I really realize that it is so true. And there's no proof behind it. This is literally something that I learned in one of the courses that I'm in, and I've applied it, and I've applied it in the past. I just couldn't label it. But this is about the three voices. Anytime we have to make a decision, big decision, small decision, life-changing decision, whether it's to break up with that person that you were with, or as big as quitting your job and leaving with a bag to travel the world for an undisclosed amount of time. You need to understand that anytime you have a decision, there's always voices going on in your head. We all know that. We all have voices. Hey, what are you doing? What color is that? Oh, that's red. Do I even eat? These are all voices. But when it comes to making that big decision, there's going to be voices that come up, and they're in an order. There's three of them. And this is something you guys can take this video or leave it. This is something that I just have found. You get to it. First voice that you're going to hear, it's going to be your intuition. This is the voice that tells you, it knows, it's your guide. It's the Geppetto in Pinocchio. This is the person that's there, like, this is what you should do. It's the voice that we ignore because of these next two voices that are coming up. So intuition, which I believe should always be our guide. But the second voice is the protection voice. It's the protection voice. Now this is very important because when you think about it, the brain's functionality is to keep us safe. It's there to keep us safe. That's what it is. So that's why don't take risks. This is a no-no. Stick to the safe route. This is what we're taught all the time. This is what our parents most of the time try to get us to do. They want you to be safe. You can take care of yourself. Get this job. Get married quick. Whatever it is in your country, your custom that you have, there's usually a bit of safety in going with what society says. So you have the first voice, which is your intuition, which you should listen to. But it gets drowned out by the protection voice, saying, no, that's not the safe thing for you to do. It's safer if you stay in your home. It's safer if you stay at that job and you work there until you can retire. And then there's the third voice, and that's the ego. Yeah, that's the voice that's just like, actually don't do that because people are gonna joke about you. Don't do that, you're gonna look crazy. People won't understand. These are the three voices that get so loud in our heads. And the problem is the first voice we should listen to, which is the intuition, it's the quietest voice. It's the quietest voice. One thing that I'm realizing lately is it's the calm is where the power is. Me, at the time of recording this, I'm in Bali and I ride around in the mornings. And when I'm calm, I'm not listening to any music sometimes, or I don't really listen to music, but podcasts. As I'm listening to these, I usually am not, because I need the calm. That's when the intuition is speaking. Like, yeah, you should stay there. Yeah, you should go and do this. Like, I'm literally right now about to rush out the door to go to a dinner, and my intuition was like, make that video. Make the three voices. This is what came to my mind. And now I'm realizing that I have to listen to that voice. There's a reason that it's telling you to do what it tells you to do. And understand that protection voice, that's what got us here. That protection was like, okay, well, don't pet that animal because it has a huge mane and huge teeth. Maybe it's not a good idea. And then we found out that it's not a good idea to pet lions. But that was like our protection voice in line with our intuition, like, you shouldn't do that, which is great. But we don't live in that world anymore. We know so much stuff because of what's been documented, and we know we can't eat this, we know we have to cook this, we know all that stuff now. But that wiring is still there. So now, before, keeping us safe was like, build a shelter before you go to sleep, because we were very nomadic. Now our voice is like, no, actually don't go out. Don't downsize to that. Because now it's trying to keep you safe, but no, you'll be fine. You can survive in the world by yourself now. Back in the day, hundreds of years ago, you couldn't. No, you need help. You can't cook the food and eat the food and hunt the animal and watch your back, make sure no one's gonna rob. You couldn't do it before. You needed to be in a tribe. So you need to understand that protection part was important. But then we have good old ego. We have the ego. You shouldn't do that because you'll look stupid. You shouldn't do that because everyone thinks that you are a lawyer, that's what you've done, that's what you always do, and that's what you always should be doing. And you shouldn't change it because people won't understand. And people will ask questions, and how are you going to explain it? And the thing about the ego is it's very smart. and it knows you very well. Well, last time you did it, you failed. Last time you don't even know how to explain it. Because what you need to understand is that the ego and the intuition, they're very different. They can look the same, but there's one for me, there's one very distinct characteristic of intuition and ego. And that is the ego cannot be explained. The ego is very hard for you to be able to understand and explain. The intuition, the intuition is hard. Like, how do you justify that? Like, how do you explain that to your family? How do you explain that to your job, to your boss? That's how you could get assigned that. That's your intuition. Like, what? Like, leave this job to go there? Like, just sell all my stuff and try like that? You can't explain it. And I've realized that when I can't explain it, like, why would I be thinking that? Any time that I've been like that, I realize that's my intuition talking, and I should listen to it. Now, the protection sometimes even gets skipped for me, and it's my ego, and I think it's my ego. Like, no, I shouldn't actually post that because I don't know, that's not a good one. That's no. So you need to understand the difference of these voices and understand that the intuition is the quietest one. So when things are quiet, that's when you hear that little voice. That's why people talk about meditation. That's why you get in the zone. You're just following your intuition. Like, as a pro athlete, 12 years, it was like you get to a point where you master your craft and you just are going off of intuition. Like, I think he's going to back cut. And you're not thinking. There's no time to think. It's act, react, boom. You're just like, this is how it goes. And you get to a point where it's just like, you're in just the mode of just, you're in the mode of just adapting to whatever's being taken care of, and you're not even thinking of it. You don't even think about it. I catch the ball now, I shoot, I don't think about anything. Protection's like, yeah, I don't know, that's not the safest route, there's probably a better way to do it. You just lost some time, valuable time. And then the ego comes in like, well, if you miss that shot, people are gonna look at you like you can't really play anymore, and you're thinking of and he has reason. The ego, it makes sense, but no, instinct, intuition. No, I need to get this shot. No one's gonna expect it. I've won games by taking an intuition shot. I literally broke plays before. I can think of at least 3 occasions that I made a game winning, and it's always been a 3-pointer, as crazy as it sounds. I've made 3 game-winning shots, all off of intuition. The play was not for me, and it was just an instinct to just get open. I can remember. I remember 2 distinctly, like it was yesterday. We were playing, and this will make sense to you because you'll be like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. So my teammate, the ball's for him with 4 seconds left, and he has a guy who's 7'4" guarding him, and my teammate's just like, that's 2 meters and 33 centimeters for metric system people. And as he's out there and the play's for him, he goes to the corner and there's only 4 seconds, so the play's for him to shoot. But the 7'4" guy closing out. My intuition, my instinct was, Luke, just go straight up to the top in case he needs help from the corner. And sure enough, he caught the ball, 7'4" guys on him. He was 7'6" actually, I think. And guarding him hand up, he can't get the shot off, he can't do anything. I was right there in the window, pass it to me, boom, 3-pointer, game over. Intuition. It was total intuition that I did it, and it won the game for us, put us in the playoffs. And the second time that it happened, and I know you might not know basketball, but just look at the principle of it. We had a play for my teammate to drive to the hole, that means to the basket, to lay it up, and I just stand in the corner so my person guarding me doesn't help, because they're not going to leave me open, really. I'm not classified as a 3-point shooter, even though I can, and I'm good at it, but they don't think it. So what happened, my teammate drives to the hole, I just stand in the corner. But instead I'm like, I'm gonna back a little further in the corner at the 3-point line. My teammate drives to the hole, and my instinct was like, I should go closer to him and help him out. But I was like, no, just stay here. Just stay in the corner. Don't drive with him and try to get no, stay in the corner. Teammate drives, help comes, he kicks it to me, 3-pointer, swish. The game is over, my family's there, I'm playing in France at the time, and that was like intuition. It doesn't make sense on paper. That's how the intuition works. It doesn't make sense on paper. When you try to explain it, you can't. It doesn't make sense. So understand these 3 voices are there, and the call to action, the challenge I want to give you is look at 3 things that have happened to you in your life. 3 things that happened to you, and you look back on, and it was a time when you followed your intuition. Look back on that time when you followed your intuition and you knew you didn't know how it was going to work. You didn't have the money to, you didn't have the opportunity to, but you did it and it worked out. And then kind of play that back in your mind and think like, well, what would the protection part of me have said? Don't go there. Stay there. Like, no, it's not safe. Like, and then the ego would have jumped in and said, no, well, how are you going to explain that? How are you going to explain to your husband, your wife, your parents that you're going to just quit? Like, how? And then look what you've done. You know, so I think that when you start to do that, you start to realize that the intuition is very important. But the thing to remember is that it's quiet. It's the quietest. And it's quick. You just know. And this is what I wanted to share. Listen to your intuition. Follow it. But also recognize the others. And always do that for everything you do. For a simple, I don't know what coffee to get. I don't know where to eat dinner. Literally just listen to your intuition. Listen to it. Practice it in the little things, and then it'll manifest itself in the big things because you will have prepared for it. And that, I hope, helps you guys out today.